This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Identitech, TFG, Kurt David, Will E, Steve Aldersley, Jason Bates, at HotGirlVideo69 on Twitter, Mason Frost, Matthew McLaughlin, Andres Glacial, Ray Schuster, and B Jabber for sponsoring this video, supporting me, my family, the channel. I appreciate it immensely, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Poll number 21 has occurred, and 10 people actually voted in this poll of my 25 patrons. Oh, anyway, we got Black Country New Road, Ants from Up There, as the winner. As you can see, it won 50% of the vote. We're not really all that surprised, because it's such a big album, you know. But yeah, we're tackling this new Black Country New Road album. I have not heard their previous work. Their previous album, for the first time, their debut, was actually in a previous poll, but it did not win. But this one did, so very interested to get into this one because a lot of interesting genres that I like, and it's so well regarded, so that should be fun. For those who don't know, I do unedited reactions at my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. For $10 a month, you can get access to unedited reactions from Modest Mouse going forward. That is April of 2021. And including this reaction, that will be 30 unedited album reactions. So if you are interested in hopping in at that level, that's awesome. If not, $1 a month gets you access to voting in polls such as this one, where every 2 to 4 albums that I do going through an artist discography, I will just interject a random one-off kind of album just to keep things fresh and keep things interesting. And this was one of them, and it is going to be Black Country New Road. Ants from Up There, second album from this band, came out in February, actually almost a month ago to this day, just a couple days off. Art rock, post-rock, chamber pop. Man, I am really excited to get into this one because, like, I love post-rock. I love chamber music. This has a bit of slowcore allegedly in it as well. And people are just going nuts over this album to a certain degree. And I have not heard a single second of music from this band at all. Have no idea what they sound like. But I'm just really interested to dive in here. We have 10 tracks at 58 minutes, so just about an hour. I don't really have any more preamble to do here. I'm just very eager to get into it. So why don't we do that with the first song, Intro. Well, upon first hearing this, I'm really surprised at this. I mean, I know that the first album has klezmer attributed to it a lot, as well as jazz, because you have these brass instruments. But you definitely have this like Midwest emo math rock influence on the guitar there as well, which is really fascinating to me. I was honestly not expecting it to sound directly like that, more or less, but I'm not fully surprised, I suppose. Anyway, second track, Chaos Space Marine.
Though England is mine, I must leave it all behind. The war went wrong, the sailor boys light up in song, and they sing of London. Of you, darling, will you take my metal hand? It's cold, so I'm leaving this body, and I'm never coming home again. Yeah. Oh, jump. I'm coming home. A Concorde.
Jeez, well, Okay, like very dense, very anxious, very frenetic. Um, like I would never expect chamber music to sound this anxious. It's like the chords like barely ever settled down into a place where you could like expect what was coming next. Um, yeah, it was just kind of it was all over the place, but it wasn't necessarily like chaotic. Um, it was very tightly constructed, um, and very compelling and gripping in that way. Good, good. Let's keep going. Concorde. I know this is a big track.
Unfortunately, running out of options to treat. Concord, I came a gentle hill. Hardly afford a second summer of splinters, this staircase board to do. They're the same sky, and then Isaac will suffer. Concord, I came alive.
Great. I feel like I will benefit from future re-listens on this, especially the more lyrically dense songs, because that one I felt relied like half on the lyrics and half on the music because there's definitely a story there that I tried to follow a little bit, but I was kind of getting lost in the music as well. Really good playing and really nice arranging. The saxophone, the brass is just really nice addition to this kind of chamber art post rock thing. It all works pretty well together and it's very pleasant despite like it goes down easy for being tense, I suppose is the best way to say it. Very melancholy and sweet in a way, but also has touches of seriousness to it as well. Good. Nice. Bread song.
My best to hold you through the headset that you wear, phone that could. And yes, I was tempted. And slip into song and lay out in my bed. I never felt the words that you've stolen, and every phone died. And you already don't care that so show me the light or toast in my bed. Articles of bread.
Magnificent. I loved that a lot. A few things. First off, this song began, I was thinking, a lot of like big like post-rock bands that, you know, do this, you know, big swelling multi-instrumental thing. Not like the simple just, you know, guitar, bass, drum sets, but like, you know, the Godspeeds, the Black Country New Roads that have a lot of different instruments. They're basically an ensemble to a degree. They usually go in like with very epic themes, such as, you know, like apocalyptic stuff, political stuff. So far, this has been very intimate themes, breakup, relationships, everyday life kind of stuff, but it's told through this really epic ensemble kind of lens, which I really like. It makes things feel grand. And a lot of my favorite art, I've come to realize, is stuff that tells a story, a very simple, like small, intimate human story through the lens of something huge. Like BioShock Infinite's one of my favorite games, and it's like this huge epic in the sky, but it's really just a story about a father and a daughter. And then, you know, things like Attack on Titan, which is wrapping up recently, just huge, epic Lord of the Rings size story, but it's really just about this poor slave girl who happened to have something happen to her, you know, just very, very small, intimate things. And that's what's happening here. Also, very effective composition and arranging on this track as well, because like at the end there, it was just this very simple small percussion, this like organ drone or synth drone, string drone, and then that guitar riff over it, and it was just like, that's all you needed, and it was a very effective breakaway from that swell in the middle. Fantastic. I can't say enough good things about that one. Really liked that. Good Will Hunting.
Slipping, you almost grab mine, but you find your feet. Call, I'll be there. Some way to keep me in your mind. Hard to find, and message me if you change your mind. Oh, she had really eyes now. Hard to find, and message me if you change your mind.
Pretty solid. I'm noticing that there's some songs that lean more towards the ensemble post-rock and some that lean a little bit more towards complex math rock emo stuff, which I would say Concorde maybe leaned more in this direction as well. It's good. It's not necessarily what I personally prefer, but it's still just as good as anything else. And the lyrics are kind of taking me aback. Like all of the cultural references. And I mean, I know this was recorded during lockdown, more or less, right? Could be wrong. Yeah, it so far, all good. All good. I'm liking all this. Haldern.
Only for the evening. Only one I've known. Every bone. And you wrap it up in your undershirt.
That was the first one so far where I felt like mildly underwhelmed, at least in comparison to the other tracks. It's still good. But I probably like it slightly less than maybe Chaos Space Marine. It was fine, but it felt, I don't know, a little too simple and straightforward, but I mean, in the album flow, maybe it'll make sense. I don't know. Maybe things can always change after first listen. You know, this is just first reaction. You know. All right, Mark's theme, short one. Well, there it is. You know, there's something about the really warm, uh, like chamber stuff like this. It makes it feel really nostalgic in a weird way. As if you're like, and I mean, maybe the cover art kind of contributes to this too. It's like that feels like it should be playing over like a camera shot of like a kid's like room, and he really loves baseball, and it's the 1960s or something like that. There's just this weird like dusty nostalgia to it, but it's like slightly melancholy, but also like, you know, there's like a sweetness to it. I don't know. That was fine. Very simple, short interlude, seems like. Because we're getting into a track now called The Place Where You Inserted the Blade. That's 7 minutes long. Whew, let's go.
Nice with the locals, but you tied me on bones. It takes a few months, but I won't. I know you're scared. Only the place where he inserted the blade. Oh, praise the Lord, burn my house. Oh, it can exist, I will try. The good hunter's guide to a bad night. Dark show me the fifth or the cadence you want me to play.
Fantastic. Man, I just like, I don't have, like, I'm running, I can't speak. I don't have enough good things to say. What is the word? I can't say it enough about this. Jeez. Yeah, when I said about Mark's theme, how it almost feels like it would be over like a camera shot of like a kid's bedroom. There's like this nostalgia to it. Some of the composition almost feels like film score-esque. And it almost harkens to, like, in some ways, like at the very end there, it felt like very like romanticism or impressionistic. It felt kind of European in that way. It had that very melancholy, like French feel to it. Yeah, that was a really good one. Great swell at the end. A lot of these lyrics I'm going to have to really kind of pour over because it's really hard to kind of tell what exactly he's talking about. But there's this like, I can connect to it in a weird way. And there's this like catharsis in the music where like it feels anxious, but then like through the music, like you feel peaceful. Like I feel like calm in a weird way. It's odd. All right, Snow Globes. I know this is, I think if I'm not mistaken, currently the #1 single on Rate Your Music for this year. Yeah, it is indeed. So let's see what we got. There it is. Quite good. Quite good. Nice climax. I like the layering of the instruments, and then they just kind of tear away again. Not my current favorite on the album. That still lies with Breadsong and Blade, but a very impressive bit of music, I can say that much. Okay, well, this has really flown by. This has been very enjoyable, but we have one track left, so let's go with Basketball Shoes to close this out.
Tears the house to shreds. I died like 15 times. The dark blue stems. And I'm feeling kinda normal with the pain. How much we've changed. So if you see me looking straight, and we never look at.
Damn. Jeez. Definitely like the climax of the album. I know that it was kind of written first, and then a lot of songs flowed from it. It's basically like 3 songs in one, and it felt like that too. It wasn't perfect. It felt a little messy as far as like the transitions went, and just kind of messy like structurally and tonally, I suppose. Not tonally, phrasing wise, I guess. The flow was just a little weird. But it was a very impressive climax to end the album on. There it is. Ants from Up There. Geez. Quite an exhausting listen, but very cathartic. A lot of what I said during the reaction, I can just restate here, and it's basically the same thing about how I feel. Sorry if you can hear my infant daughter crying. The very vulnerable lyrics, the very intimate lyrics, combined with the huge ensemble chamber instrumentation is very effective. I don't have a lot more that I think I can say on this. Favorites, like I said, Breadsong and Blade, I think were my 2 favorites. I think they had the best flow, not only musically, but lyrically, dynamically, tonally. Other highlights would be Concorde, Good Will Hunting, basketball shoes as well. Haldern was actually probably my least favorite just because it felt the simplest of all, and it didn't quite feel like it matched the ethos of the rest of the album. Mark's theme was also kind of a throwaway, but it was a fine interlude before going into the last 3 long tracks. Chaos Space Marine was kind of wild and crazy, and it sort of jarred me right at the beginning because not much else on the album was that intricate. That was probably the most math rocky, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this was a fantastic album. I'm really eager to listen to this again through the edits of this video, and probably just re-listening on my own because it's very dense and there's a lot here to unpack. But great. Fantastic. Thank you all so much for voting for this one. I really enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed the video too. That's all I got for you. Things to plug, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. Yet again, $1 a month gets you access to voting in these polls. $10 a month access to unedited reactions, of which this will be one. Which, a good one to watch unedited, I would imagine. Post-rock and jazz and ambient are usually best experienced, just kind of so there's that, and then also the Discord, link in the description for that. Got about 150 members. Everything from music discussions to tops or charts, memes, music recommendations, controversial topics, lots of good stuff over there, lots of good people. So if you're interested in joining, check that out in the description. And that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for us getting back to Sonic Youth. We'll be resuming with Dirty, and I believe we have how many more to go? Dirty, Washing Machine, Murray Street, and Sonic Nurse. So we have 4 Sonic Youth albums to go. Then we'll be picking up some Bowie albums we didn't get the first time. Then Pixies, then R.A.M., then we're doing Elliott Smith. And then Talk, Mark Hollis, Jeff Buckley, My Bloody Valentine. We got a really good trajectory coming up. So I hope you're all excited for that, because I am. If not, then oh well. Stay tuned for more song reactions and the like. That's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, Godspeed.